Okay, so now let's start working on creating the find players and find teams pages. And I have created the structure of pages that the page might have. So find players page will have a hero section at the top, then there will be player store below it, and inside player store there will be a players filter on the left side and player grid and component on the right side. So let me just quickly open the paint and to better visualize it for you, what I am thinking of, we will have a header section, hero section here, then we have a player store below it, and inside player store we will have a players filter here. So this will be filter here, and we have a players grid and component here. So this will be our structure of find players and find team. So let's start working on that. Let me close this, and we don't want to save it. So let's build first the player find players page. So inside app we need to create a new folder called find players, and we need to create a new file called page.tsx, and let me just quickly create it for you. Okay, so I have created the structure of our find player page. Let's look at it. So here is the hero section here with the message recruit players who match your style, and there is a filter here, players filter on the left, and a players grid on the right. Currently there is no players because we have hard coded it to empty array, and here is the code. So this is the page code, find players page. Actually call this find players here, and this is the hero section with the message here recruit players who match your style, and then there is players store component which have a players array, empty array of type user type, and then there is players filter. Here is the code, and then there is players grid here of type user type array, and here we are mapping the players, and if there is no players then we are printing this message no players found. And inside players grid there is one component that is player item that we can decorate here to represent the player card. So let's go to player store, and we need to fetch the players here. So let's go to our lib, and inside user.ts let's create a new function here. Let's just copy this and modify it. Let's just say get all players, and we don't need to specify any id here, and we want to return user type array, user type and array. So let's remove all of this, and we can say const players equals await get all players, not get all players but db dot collection of type user type, and we want the users array. Then we can just call find and pass empty filter here, then we can just return the players, and we also need the dot to array. That's fine, and here is the correct code. Now let's update the error messages. So failed to get all players from database, this will be fine message. Let's copy and paste below. Okay, everything is good. Now let's import it here. So await get all players from MongoDB user, and we are good. If I now save, so it's showing this is a player item because currently we have a one user in our database, that is sample name I think. Let's check it. So we have users, and there is one document here with name Drew Singh and email XYZ. which is also have a gaming profile ID. So let's now work on our player card, which is player item, and modify the UI here to represent a player card here. So let me just quickly do that. Okay, so I have updated the UI of our player item, and this is the code. And now we need to link the variables here. So first of all, we need to receive the user type spread operator that we have defined in the players grid, that is this. We need to catch it here, so we can just say user type here, and from user type we can get the name variable here, and then we need to fetch the gaming profile of the user here. So let's do that here. So const gaming profile equals await get gaming profile by user id. So we can pass the user id here, or we can just use it here by saying underscore id maybe. But we don't have underscore id property in our user type. Maybe we need to add it. So let's add it here. So underscore id of type object id, and let's mark it as question mark. So save, and we have underscore id here. So we need to pass it, and it is of type object id. So let's pass it here underscore id, and we need to create the get gaming profile by user id function in our lib mongodb, that is user.ts file. So let's create it here, close this file, and copy this and paste it below. Let's just create it get gaming profile by user id, and we need to return the user gaming profile type. So let's modify this. So const gaming profile equals await db dot collection of type user gaming profile type, and gaming profile collection dot find one, and pass the user id here, that is user id, and we need to import it here, user id of type object id. Then we need to simply return it. So gaming profile, and add the exclamation mark here, and update the messages, error messages. So failed to get user gaming profile by user id. Copy and paste it here, and let's say from database. Okay, so our function is ready. Now let's import it, and we need the exclamation mark here also. Okay, if I now save it, and we need to create this variable is owner, because if we are looking at the find players page, and if we see ourselves, we need to show the manage button there, and if we are not owner or logged in user, then we should see recruit link here. So let's create it also. So here we say const is owner, I think, and here we need to apply the logic of checking id with fetched from session, that is logged in session. So first we need the session object here, const session await auth, and then we need the user id here, user id equals await get user id by email, and pass the session object here, then user, then email. Then we need to check if user id is equals to underscore id, and that's all. So if I now save it, we need to import the link here from next link, and everything is good. So if I now save it, we should see the card. Okay, we are seeing the card. So game is Apex Legend, rank gold, platform PlayStation, and the player name is Dhruv Singh. And there is a bug here that we need to see the manage button here, but it is showing recruit. because we need to convert this to string to match, because by default the object IDs do not match. We need to convert it to strings. So if I now save it, we should see the manage button. Okay, we are seeing the manage button, and there is some error on this page. Here we need to add the exclamation mark here or question mark. So let's add question mark and save it. Let's create a new user to see the two players card. So let's first log out here. So log out and register a new user called Shubham Singh, and we can pass the email as abc@gmail.com, password 123, age 25. Let's register it. Now let's log in with browsing only xyz@gmail.com, password 123, and just log in. Let's go to the find players page. Now we should see the two players card. Okay, we are seeing we have Dhruv Singh, that is logged in user, and manage button. Then we have a blank game rank platform because we currently don't have any gaming profile ID for Shubham Singh, that we need to think about it. So what we can do is that we can add a check here. If gaming profile exists on that user, then we need to show the game rank and other properties. And if it is not available, we can just say a paragraph or span tag that will say not available. So let's do that. So add gaming profile, then question mark with ternary operator, and let's just say a span tag, and we can say not available and close the span tag. If I now save it, we should see, okay, we are seeing not available. We need to copy this and paste it for rank also. So rank, then we need to paste the same for platform. So it is platform, and everything is good. Let's save it, and now we should see not available, not available. Okay, now it is looking fine. So now our find players page is ready, everything is looking fine. We have a players filter that don't really work for now, but we will add the database to these later on. For now, let's just move to create the find teams page. So let's close all of this and create a new folder inside app folder. We need to close this. Inside app folder, create a new folder called find teams and create a new file here called page.tsx. That's copied from the find players page, and let's just copy this only and paste it here. Then we need a hero section here and team store. Let's just save it and go to find teams page. We should see an error that, okay, we are seeing an error. Let's also rename this to find teams. Okay, let's just remove this for now, and this also, to see if our page is loading or not. Okay, our page is loading correctly. Let's undo this, and let's also undo this because we need to commit the changes of find layers. So let's cut it and we will paste it later. So for now, let's delete the folder we have created, find teams, and let's just commit the changes. We need to go to the, let's go to home page and commit the change. Let's go to actually find place page if everything is working fine or not. Okay, we have loaded the page and everything is fine. So let's just commit it. So git status, we have modified user.ts, types user.ts, and we have new files, find players and find players components. So let's add here git add dot git commit dash m, that is create find players page. So we have successfully committed. Let's git log here and see our commit create find players page add check for registration. Okay, now let's push the code to GitHub. So git push origin main, because we are currently working on main branch, and git status one more time, nothing to commit. Let's refresh our git repository. So here we need to refresh, and we are seeing create find players page. Let's create our find teams page on a separate branch because we don't want to mess the main branch. So let's create a new branch, git branch, create find teams page feature, and switch to it. Hit switch, create find teams page feature, and check the git status. So nothing to commit. Let's now start working on the find teams page. So let's create it, find teams, and create a new file, page.tsx. Let's paste the content we have copied earlier, and let me just quickly make the whole page. Okay, so our find teams page structure is ready. This is the code and this is how it is looking. It's similar to find players. So let me show you the code. So here is the find teams page code. Then we have hero section here, and these files are stored in the components folder. Find teams, we have hero section, team item, teams filter, teams grid, and team store. So this is the team store code, and this is teams filter code similar to players filter, and this is teams grid code, and this is team item component. So now let's start fetching our teams in our teams grid, and maybe inside team store that we can pass it here. So here we need to create a new function called await get all teams, get all teams here, and we need to create it in the lib mongodb team.ts file. So close all of this, and let's close types also. Let's go to team.ts and create a new function here. So let me just copy it and paste it below. Let's rename the function get all teams, and it will receive nothing. It will return a team type array. So we need to delete this, and here we need to say const teams equals await db dot collection of type team type, and it will be teams collection dot find and empty filter dot to array. So then we need to return the teams and update the error messages. So failed to get all teams from database. Let's copy it and paste it below. Okay, everything is good. Now let's import it here. So get all teams from lib mongodb team.ts file. So now if I save, we should see the message here. Okay, so it is showing this is a team item because we have a one document in our teams collection. So let's look at it. We go to teams, then here we have a one document with team name as Rangers, website rangers.com, game Apex Legends. So now let's improve our team card here. So let's go to team item, and here I'm going to quickly make a team card here for you. Okay, so our team item component is now ready, and here is the code. So now let's start linking it. So let's import auth here and import get user id by email function, and this function we need to create it in the lib mongodb folder. So first we need to import the item here from team type, because we are once again using a spread operator in our team item as a prop. So here we have the name here, game, platform, and required rank. So if I now save it, there should be errors. Okay, there are errors that we need to resolve. We need to import our link component, and we need to create this function get team captain by team id actually. So let's create it. So let's go to lib and open the team.ts file. Let's copy it and paste it below. Now let's rename the function. What was the function name? Let's copy it and paste it here. We need a team id here. So team id as object id, and we need the underscore id here that we can define in our team type. So let's define it underscore id as, let's put a question mark, and it is of type object id. So it is now should be accessible. Okay, it is accessible. So let's go to this function now and get the team captain here, or we can just fetch the captain id here instead of fetching the whole captain. Let's just fetch the captain id here and call this as captain id. Then we need to update this. Let's remove this, and everything is good. So now let's rename this function also, get captain id by team id. So here we need to fetch the user. So const user equals, so let's const team. First we need to fetch the team, await db.collection of type team type, and that is teams collection. Then we need to find one by underscore id as team id. Then we need to fetch captain here. So const user equals await, let's just call it captain, and we need the db.collection of type user type, and from users collection then we need to find one and pass the filter underscore id as team dot captain id. So next we need to just return the captain dot underscore id, and we can change the return type here to object id. Okay, we need the exclamation mark here. Okay, everything is good. Now let's update the error messages. So failed to get team captain id by team id from database. So let's copy it and paste it here. Everything is good. Let's import the function here now. So we need the exclamation mark here also, and if I now save it, everything should work fine. So okay, we are seeing a team here called Rangers, and game is Apex Legend, required rank gold, platform PC, and we are the creator of this team. That's why we are seeing the manage button here. Let's log in with another user and create a team here. So let's log in with abc@gmail.com and password 123. Let's create a team here. So create team, and let me just quickly create it. Game, let's say League of Legends, rank iron, platform PC. Team name would be void, and http, let's say void.com, and description sample description sample experience. So if I now click on create, it should create a team. Okay, team has been created. If we now go to our find teams, then there is two teams here now. So it is first is Rangers, then we see apply button here, because we are not the creator of rangers, but we are creator of void team. Then we are seeing manage button here. So our logic of creating find teams page is ready. If we now go to our find players or find teams, everything is working smoothly. So let's look at our page goals. We have created home page. So let's strike through it. We have created the auth login and register page. Let's also strike it. And we have created create gaming profile page. Then we have created create team page. Let's also strike through it. Then we have created find players. Also strike through it. Then we have created find teams. And next thing we need to do is create a dashboard and player details page, team details page. So now let's start by creating team details page first. Also we need to strike through this also. So okay. And also there is a error in this page that we need to resolve. Let's add a question mark here. Okay, the error has gone, and let's also commit the changes here. So let's run git status. We have modified team.ts, type team.ts, and find teams on the components. So let's git add and git commit dash m. Let's just say create find teams page, and let's just commit it. Let's just git switch to main. Let's just git status one more time. Nothing to commit. Git switch main and merge the changes. So git merge, and what is the branch name? Create find teams page feature, and it's still successfully merged. Let's run git status one more time. Let's push the changes to origin, that is GitHub. Git push origin main. Okay, we have successfully pushed the code to the GitHub. Let's refresh the repository. And we have 42 commits. Create find teams page. Now we can safely delete the branch. So git branch dash d, and what is the branch name? Create find teams page. So create find teams page feature. And if we look at our branch, okay, there is only one branch. So git status one more time, nothing to commit. So now we can start working on creating our team details page.